Everyone, and welcome to this, the 27th year of the BPA King of TV Bowling. Once again brought to you by the Cincinnati Breweries, Hudipole and Shane Lane. I'm David Newrath, this is Jennifer Kleekamp, and we're standing in for our cohort, Tom Brenneman, who is on special assignment. In match number one, Jen, we're going to have a couple of people that have been on the show quite a lot, and tell us just a little bit about them.
Oh, indeed. Familiar faces. We have Kim Herrmann, who had a 681 series, and also Riga Kalfas, who had a 698.
Those are two great scores, and the winner of that match is going to go on to meet our next contestant,
which will be Alan Runkel, who scored a 719.
Alan Runkel's a very fine bowler, of course, and in the final match today, we're going to see what?
Oh, Don Scudder, who had a fine 735 series.
735 is a great series. Don's a great bowler, and it's a super day, isn't it, huh? We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Cincinnati BPA 14K King of Bowling. Brought to you by 14K, Cincinnati's legendary premium beer. 14K, the one, the only, the original.
The Western Bowl contestants, they qualified to appear on WLW Channel 5, the sports network in Cincinnati. Left lane, Riga Kalfas will open match number one.
Riga, who we saw last year many, many times. He had a fine 299 game, one show. And that was just how he did it.
Threw about 11 of those, if I'm not mistaken, Jen. And on the last ball, he left Stones 7.
Screaming.
Oh, that's a shame. It's the closest we came to giving away a car, other than Easter Sunday several years ago at Stones Lanes, I believe. Mr. Dieters was the recipient of that award. Kim Herrmann, right lane, starts the match off. Unbelievable. Solid 9.
Wow.
Kim Herrmann, you'll see it here on the replay here, throws an absolutely great shot out around the first arrow or the fifth board. The ball just charges off pretty hard. Now, I want you to jump to the left just a little bit as it enters the pocket to the right, I mean. And there you see it, the solid 8. Right-hander's solid 9, and that comes from a ball that is just not quitting at the pocket.
By the way, bringing back that 299 that Riga had, he would have won a Thunderbird, and that's exactly what Walt Sweeney from Walt Sweeney's West Hills Ford has brought us today. A brand spanking new Thunderbird in case one of these contestants should roll a 300 game today.
We'd like to welcome Walt. He's new sponsor to the show this year, and Rig, as you can see there, just not going to watch his competitor, keeping his composure and his adrenaline at a level that he can handle. Kim Herrmann, left lane, frame 2, going light this time, and not quite lined up on the left line or left lane as we noticed in practice, Jen, leaving the 3-pin.
Aha, some of Herrmann's herd, the now infamous Herrmann's herd. And they are ready.
I think I know that guy. You know, with as much Super Bowl hype as we've got going on in this town, we should have been bowling on orange and black pins today, I guess, huh, Jen?
Add a little excitement, sure. Riga, as you said before, maintaining his composure. For being so young, it's really amazing how far Riga has come at just 21 years old, and he's done so much already.
Well, it's a sport, actually, Jen, as you know, for all ages. My son, who's 4.5, bowls, and we both know people in the 80s and 90s that bowl and bowl quite well. But it seems to be between the ages of 15 and 30 are when the bowlers really, really peak physically and mentally and really start producing some scores.
Oh, super.
We're seeing a little bit more of emotion out of Riga this year than I'm used to, Jen.
Yeah. Now that he's 21 instead of 20, a year of experience brings out a little cockiness in everyone.
I guess he's allowed to move now, huh?
Yeah. 2 in a row, give him a little bit more confidence, too.
Well, Riga was shooting some fine scores at Western Bowl, and has been doing well in tournaments all year, and it's really no surprise to me to see him this early on in the season on our first show of the 1989 season.
Riga has been king previously 6 times, so he's no stranger to the situation. Oh, trips that 6 nicely.
There you go. That's a trip 4 for the right-handers. Trip 6. It's where the ball comes into the pocket a little bit high, and the three pin would wedge itself in between the 6 and the 10 and spin around and take them both out. Kim Herrmann on the right lane. His job now is to get on track, get lined up, and get back in the game.
Very good shot by Kim. Made a good adjustment, going a little high the last time, leaving the 8 pin. Makes good adjustment and labels the pocket and carries all 10.
As you heard, it's not quite as bad as the jungle when Icky shakes, but he's got enough rowdy people down here to bury the VU meters a little bit, huh? See what he'll do on the left lane now. Oh, what a break, huh, Jen?
Oh, that was a great break for the double.
Let's watch it here on the replay and see what it is. We call it a cave-in. He'll call it a bad shot, and it was. It'll go right straight through the head pin. Watch it go straight back. The 3 pin going to the right-hand wall, the 2 going to the left-hand wall, and just look at him work overtime. Ooh.
Now the key to that shot will be for Kim to come back with a good shot back on the right lane and make it the triple. Then you take advantage of that lucky break and turn it into an advantage for you.
Exactly, and that strike puts him in position to cut the 21-pin deficit down to size. Riga looks absolutely phenomenal today. In warm-ups, he looked good, but he didn't look this good. It seemed like when the lights came on, Jen, he really answered the call.
Riga, one thing that's always impressed me about him is his solid composure at the line. He's just very solid. And that, you know, can help you hit what you need to look at and hit your mark and make a good executed shot.
Is that how that happens?
That's how it happens.
God, I knew I've been working on the wrong thing here the last couple of weeks. I tell you, today's game changes so much that it's really important for everybody to get out and practice quite a bit. And bowling's a fun game anyway. And I use it for an excuse to get out of the house once in a while. You see me up at Western Bowl throwing some games.
Oh, Riga not so fortunate as Kim was.
Not so fortunate is right. Goes right straight through the heart. Now let's take a look at him and let's take a look at the pins. And you're going to see his reaction showing the dismay on this bad shot. He pulls up a little early on it, Jen, gets around the ball, elbow flies out. Now the head pin's going to go straight back. Now I'm not getting the lucky break that Kim Herrmann got with the same exact hit. Now he's got to shoot the 4-10, and he's going to try to slide that 4 across lane into the 10. Let's watch.
Well, now, as I said before, Kim Herrmann will be up on the right lane for an opportunity to make it a triple. We'll see how he handles that little break there.
How quickly things can turn around. You don't want to give an opening like that to a guy like Kim Herrmann.
Absolutely not.
Ooh. Yep. We've seen it so many times, year after year after year on the show. The opponent comes open, and then he got a shot. Let's watch the release here. Absolutely straps this ball. Look at that. Look at the extension on it. That's where you want your fingers to be, folks. Underneath or just on the side of the ball, never around or on top. And that's the desired results from a perfectly executed shot. Kim Herrmann right back in the match, and he will be taking the lead with a strike here.
He made a great adjustment on that shot. frame coming up high on the left lane. This time just making a great shot to make it 4 in a row for Kim Herrmann and take the lead.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It is good.
Yeah, we're having fun. Tommy is on special assignment. I guess you can all guess what he's doing today. He's down there Super Bowling. Well, that's no big deal because we're Super Bowling right now, too. And we'll go home and watch the game a little later like everybody else. Okay, Riga Kalfas back on track, and that's the reaction you want to see. The pin you want to keep your eyes on the replay here, folks, will be the second one from the left-hand side of your screen. That is the 4 pin. It's the one that's going to do the number. Right there, the 4 pin's going to the wall, comes off the wall, belly into the 7. There you go. That's the way to do it. As Dire Straits says.
105 up in the 4th frame, and we've got an open, which will make it 114 in the 5th for Riga Kalfas with the strike up in the 6th.
We've got Jeff doing our score today. We kind of had to pull him out of active service on the floor and stick him on the score sheet. So the same shot. The lane that I told you he wasn't comfortable on earlier, he goes high once again, leaving the 2, 4, 7, 8. A very, very difficult spare, Jen. There you see it.
Indeed. It's so hard to get that sleeper out, which is the 8 pin.
Now, of course, we would go about shooting this a little different from the right-hand side, and it wouldn't be quite as difficult because the chop isn't into effect. But he's going to have to really try to fit this ball right between the 2 and the 4, let the 4 carry into the 7, and then the ball ricochet back to get the 8. Let's see.
It's good.
Textbook. Textbook.
As Herrmann's herd rises to the occasion to cheer him on.
I'm surprised they don't have a couple of those orange horns, you know? That would really send our director, Roy Alfers, into a tizzy on his headset, I bet. Right-hand lane. Kim Herrmann. Oh boy, does it turn around. Yeah, they're rooting their boy home. They always follow him around. I think they rent a Greyhound when he's on the show, and it's just come on out in herds, as you say.
That makes 5 in a row for Kim. Really, that in the 4th frame when he caved that strike in really has changed the match around, that he took advantage of that, came back with the next 3 in a row.
What a key shot. That was actually a put-away shot. Let's watch it here on the replay if we can, Jen. We call it the stone 10. Actually, too much drive. One more time. Head pin's going to go straight to the right-hand wall. Oh, it goes back, shoves the 3 pin into the wall, and the 3 pin comes off the wall in front of the 10. Now, I've seen a lot of stone hits before, but that's a unique mix. Leaving the 10 pin cross lane shouldn't be that much of a problem for Kim. Wow.
.36 pin advantage for Kim Herrmann. 2 frames left to go for Kim, 3 for Riga. Riga's got to start striking right now.
His potential, if he takes it all the way to the wall, Jen, would be, figure that up for me as we take a look at the replay here. Watch the release here, folks, and it is a great one. Look at this knee. Now, he locks his knee up, but it's only after the ball's gone, so don't let it fool you. That knee has to be bent at the extension. Pure roll. 1-2 pocket annihilated. 10 in the pit. Every pin doing its job, and what's the potential?
And Riga still has a 242 potential with 152 up in the 7th, striking the 8th. Kim's going at a 238 pace. Look
at him talking to himself. He's going to want this one, you bet. For those of you that read lips at home, please call me and let me know what he's saying.
All right. We have a match.
Once again, we're going to come down to the 9th and 10th frame where all good bowlers go. Take a look at the score.
242, as I said, for Riga. Actually, I think we have a little discrepancy in the score. We'll check into that, and we'll get right back to you.
We'll dissolve right out of that as we dissolve into Kim Herrmann on the right lane.
Oh, wow.
Here we go again. Here we go again. I tell you what, everybody giving the other guy a chance to score, going wide, leaving the 3-6-7. The job on this one is going to have to be to Kim to go cross lane, hit the right-hand side of the 3-pin, throw the 3 into the 7, and the ball to take out the 6.
Okay, we figured out our score here. We actually have 244 for Riga's potential. Oh boy, and that was really a crucial open for Kim.
7 with 2 out, but like you said, Jen, it was a crucial open, but he made a gallant attempt at it. It is going to be a very, very close match. And we have our official score marker straightening things out, Sam Coleman. Thank you, Sam. Sam is at the scoring table right behind the bowlers and kind of keeps an eye on things. He's our policeman down there. Too much Russian, and I wouldn't be surprised if the little bit of disturbance didn't interrupt Kim's concentration a little bit. He was just too tuned in here to make 2 bad shots like that. Riga, as we watch him, deep, deep in thought. This man also deep in thought. Left lane, knows he's got to bring the spare back to stay in the match. Perfectly executed. That's the way you want to do it at home, guys and gals.
I think we do have a little problem in the score. Unfortunately, Jeff's been away a little while, and right now it looks like Riga with 1 up. He can cinch the match here.
Jeff, well, I tell you though, for 9 innings of baseball, he's the best I've ever seen. Wide again. Starting slowly, middle very, very strong. The end of it, again, pretty weak. 222, it appears, on our overhead.
Riga needs the first one, does he not?
Looks like it. First one would definitely put him in the winner's seat.
Yeah, he has to have a strike here.
Boy, did he give this one some thought. And did he give that some extra juice? Knowing that he needed it, there's no doubt that he knew the score. He absolutely just strapped this ball, tore the finger grips out of it. Jen, watch the 5-pin, center your screen, back row, and the head pin. Screaming in there. And that's the head pin.
Best shot of the match.
Best shot of the match, 5.
Right when he needed it.
Exactly. And that's a sign of a true champion for sure. Riga Kalfas with that strike will go into game number 2.
And he will be facing Alan Runkel.
Runkel, another left-hander. Riga not needing anything additional at this point. Lightens up just a little bit, softens up, leaves the 8-pin, which he'll cover up, I'm sure, with a spare.
I think we're going to be taking a look at our first golden ball contest.
Yeah, first one of the 1989 season. And Riga Kalfas goes on to defeat Kim Herrmann in game number 1. 233 to 222, and And we're going to go see our golden ball contest right now, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and once again, BPA is bringing to you 14K golden ball contest. And Kathy's going to draw our home contestant. Kathy, if you would, and I'll explain a few of the rules here. We're brought to you today by the World of Bowling. This is a progressive jackpot. $100 each week goes into the pot. If you roll a strike, you get the jackpot and you split it with the home viewer. Kathy, who'd we get from home?
We have a Melissa Lucas from Fort Thomas, Kentucky, and our audience viewer here is Jim Adams.
Hello, Jim. Come on up. Jim, congratulations. Why don't you pick one out that'll fit and give us a strike over here on this other lane one time? Yeah, on the left lane, sir. Give it a shot. Now, if Jim happens not to get a strike, he will get one free game of bowling for every pin he knocks down, and a T-shirt. You know, he's going to go a little to the left. Looks like he gets out with 6. Well, Jim, thank you very much. And for you home viewers, if you'd like to send in and enter into the contest, you can send your cards to
the BPA 1821 Summit Road, Suite 216, 45237.
Baseball at Crosley Field. Cruising on the river.
We were good on
Dancing at Moonlight Gardens. 14K on tap. Cincinnati's premium lager beer. The one, the only, the original 14K.
again. I'd like to thank Jack Whittestetter. Jack was so kind to lend me his 40-gallon Bengal hat. I'm not sure if you're going to get that back, Jack. That's a pretty popular item at the show here today. It's making its way around, that's for sure.
As we see Alan Runkel go high on the left lane for his opening shot.
Interestingly enough, Jen, the same lane that seemed to be the undoing of both left-handers, really, on the left lane. The shots they went high on.
You know, every week we have the qualifying going on. Excuse me. This week it will be at Kingpin Lanes in Beachmont, and as you know, we also have.
Get that frog out of here.
Excuse me. Goodness gracious. We also have women bowlers, and each week the high woman bowler receives $200, and presently it is Burke Rockman with a 638. So come on out today, make a call, pick a Kingpin, and make some reservations to bowl in the queen of TV bowling. And of course, we will have a couple shows further on down the line this year for them, and also the youth.
Boy, it's good to be back. 14K, thank you very much. Bringing the King of Bowling show to Greater Cincinnati, 27 years. Because you people keep tuning in. Thanks for joining us at our early time today because of, oh, I don't know, Jen, would you say we're the pregame to the pregame to the pregame show today?
I like that.
And,
I like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go up against them directly in the ratings, so I'm kind of glad we're here.
And of course, on Channel 5, it will be bringing you the Super Bowl later on this afternoon.
Peacock really covers sports in Cincinnati and brings it out to you folks. Riga Kalfas, right lane, easy spare.
We also had, from Western Bowl, our high qualifying woman was Mary Kay Books, and she had a 625 series. To you, Mary Kay, I say congratulations. We also have with us some fine BPA members today. Tom Murphy, who is the president of the Greater Cincinnati BPA. Also, we have Gary Rolfes from Durban Bowl. Came out to see the show today, and we thank them for being here.
Come and see the show. Let's see, who was that? Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I think, right? Yeah, watch that show one time. Left lane, Riga shows us why we're here. Let's watch him on a split screen this time, folks. Riga down at the line, at the release, then the knee straightens and locks up as he goes through the shot. Watch this ball drive through the pocket. 1-2, annihilated. It's out of here. emotion out of Riga? Well, I tell you what, look at that reaction. He amazes me. How can anybody stay that under control, huh?
Okay, now we got something going here. We got a strike up for Allen and a strike up for Riga, and I think we're ready to roll now.
Both bowlers look very comfortable with the shot. Now, the key, I think, will be if Allen can hit this left lane. If he can hit the left lane in the third frame here, I think we can expect a striking contest for the rest of the match.
I think that's very well stated.
We do the best we can, right?
You hit it right on there. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Again, the left lane being the undoing, but let's watch the release of Alan Runkel. Powerful. Gets down on the ball, goes through it very strongly, extends out through the shot now. He's going to almost leave the 6-8, which is a split. 6 pin's going to remain standing. Head pin going to the wall there, coming across. Boom. Little cross body. Looks like Munoz. Munoz taking out somebody there, huh? And an easy spare with it. Want to reiterate with bowlers of this caliber, they cover their spares very well. And the score, Jen?
Well, we have just about an even match here. Riga does have the strike up in the second with the possibility of a double to take the lead by 10. Of course, on the right lane, which looks the easier of the two for the left-handers.
Be very interested to see how in the championship match Don Scudder plays this pair.
Really?
He was down on one knee. That's as much reaction as you're going to see out of Riga, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I saw him slap his hands once. Let's take a look at it here. Key shot goes to a 10-pin lead with this one, and he really wanted it. 1-2 pocket filled up. Plenty of drive there. The last 2 pins you see were the 6 and the 7, but they went out cleanly.
And of course, these are our contestants from Western Bowl, which is home of the $2 million Hoinky Classic in its 4th consecutive year of $2 million giveaways. Also, we've had 14 consecutive years of $1 million giveaways in prize fund alone. And that does run most of the year.
I don't know, Jen. Maybe you ought to clarify that. I think they really don't give it away. You got to go out and earn it.
You have to earn it.
But Riga's wondering what in the world happened. The 2 pins that Alan Runkel carried out last frame are going to be Riga's undoing in this frame. He's going to leave the 6, 10, 8. Watch his reaction here. He thinks he's got a pretty good shot. Yes, he thinks. Takes the head pin straight back right to the right of the 8 pin, leaving a difficult 6, 10, 8. For players of this caliber, you're looking at about to make it 3 or 4 times out of 10. Takes 2.
Well, Riga's going to have to regroup on that shot.
Wasn't that bad of a pitch at all, Jen, that's for sure.
Just driving a little too hard. Now we're going to look at Allen on the right lane, which he did strike previously in the 2nd frame.
Caliber of competition again, Alan Runkel. Raised up a little bit on that shot, and therefore not getting the clean, pure roll that he normally gets. Staying down at the line, Jen, is a big key for me. How about you?
Absolutely. I was telling you before about Riga, he's real solid at the line. Of course, he isn't quite down at the line, but he is solid. And for me, my knee bend keeps me solid, so it's very important to my game. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but for the young bowlers starting out, I do advise a good slide and a good knee bend. You saw Alan motioning, roll up, because he knew it just wasn't quite there.
Well, it's 11 pins. Is the difference between our 2 players. Alan Runkel going to the lane that seems to be the challenging lane of the 2, and he's re-racking right now. He doesn't quite like what he sees down there. Must be a pin-off spot, or he just wants to take a wee bit of a breather.
We're very happy to have Hugh to pull back with this sponsoring our show. And from the Heat Pool Brewery today, we have our diehard fan, Tony Plank, who was here, I would say, every show last year. And we also have with us Doug Pessler and Ray Canoe from the Pessler Distributors. And as I told you before, we also have Walt Sweeney here ready to give away a brand new Thunderbird in the case of a 300 game.
Okay, that is it. Alan Runkel just buries one on the left-hand lane. And don't go away, because we've got a match. We're going to shuffle on out of here, but don't go away. Plenty of bowling left.
Demand. I can get comfortable there.
Delight.
Hi, I'm John Gant. I've been a PBA member for 4 years. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that when you're competing against the best, your equipment has to be the best. And nobody knows this better than the people in the world of bowling.
You don't have to be a pro bowler to get the pro treatment. Just stop in the world of bowling and let us show you how we can improve your game.
Remember, you don't have to be a pro to be treated like one.
Today's bowling tip is brought to you by Walt Sweeney West Hills Ford.
There are over 20 devices that I know of. Some of them do very little. Some of them try to do too much. If you want to turn the ball, watch this. You need to cup your wrist and come off the side of it. If more roll and less hook is what you're after, try this. Keep the wrist flat and stay underneath the ball. Pick one that is comfortable for you, because there's only one thing that any of these can control, and that's your wrist position. There's no device that in itself can consistently roll the ball for you. That takes some practice, some instruction, some ability, and maybe even a wrist device. Yes, I always use one, but some days I can't decide which one. Could somebody help get me out of this?
Today's bowling tip has been brought to you by Walt Sweeney West Hills Ford.
We are back. We've got a pretty tight match, Jen.
Yeah, we got a 4-pin advantage up for Alan Runkel. He also has the strike up in the 5th frame.
Gee, you could never tell this crowd is up for the game later today, could you?
It's exciting. You can just feel the emotion already.
Coming back out of commercial break, Riga misses his good lane. Goes high, leaves a 4-7, actually gets a break by breaking down the split.
We'd like to thank Irv Hoinke for hosting us the first week of the King of TV Bowling from Western Bowl. Covers the spare nicely.
Four pins separating our two players at this point. Advantage, Alan Runkel with the strike up. Riga, plenty of room, plenty of paper. There you see the leader currently. Alan, nice spell. We've bowled some tournaments together. He's always steady. He's always around the pocket. And most of the time he makes his spares. Riga Kalfas taking a little extra time on this shot because he knows it's a key one. Went with a little more speed. On that shot, Jen. A lot more of authority, and it pays off on the left lane, and we'll watch it here on the replay. You can't see the extra speed, but you can see the extra extension and the extra skid on the ball. The 1-2 pocket, it's filled up. To the wall, out of here. 6-pin, your history. Alan Runkel take that.
Alan Runkel's originally from Buffalo, New York. He moved to Cincinnati in August of '85, and he's presently averaging about 218.
And we can safely say the town has never been the same since. You hear him saying, "Come on, ball." He's a little bit vocal from time to time. The cool, mild-mannered Alan Runkel, as he appears, is not quite as cool as you might think. He's an intense player.
He was our king one time last year, and this is his 5th appearance on television.
The crash you just heard in the background is our champion getting ready to warm up for the final match, Don Scudder. He's about 5 pairs away, so when he bowls, you'll hear some thunder every once in a while.
And then you talk about emotion. We're going to see Don Scudder in the last match, and he is emotional.
2 shots at a 7. Take a look at it here. He is going to do everything in his power to make this 7-pin go out, including using every bit of his body. I don't know if this is his version of the Icky Shuffle or not, but there the 4-pin goes to the wall. It hits it. It doesn't go down. Now here comes a scout. It's a pretty lazy scout, and he says, "Come on."
Not today.
Not today. Cross lane for the 7-pin. Good spare shooter. Alan Runkel spares up in that frame, and our score?
Riga needs another strike to be down by 3 pins. Actually, he needs the triple on the count, but this one right here will help him greatly.
You bet it will. I'll tell you what, if Don Scudder comes down with the same ball he's thrown on in practice pair, you could see a great score in the final match also. Riga Kalfas, right lane. Needs it bad, and gets it.
Well, he's there when the pressure's on. Every time.
I think he ought to tell himself he needs it every time. Maybe we'd see another $2.99 out of him, huh?
That will put him 3 pins down with the strike-up advantage. Riga was our city match game champion in '87. He also has a 2nd place in the Ohio Tournament Bowlers Association. He has 5 300s, two 299 games, which one was bowled right here last year, 807 series high. He definitely has the scores to back up his potential. Oh.
Again, Jen, the left lane, it seems as if the players ease up just a little bit. The ball hooks up early and then settles right on the head pin. Again, getting a break, only having a 4-7 to shoot for. That changes the count a little bit, but it still keeps him within striking distance of his opponent, Alan Runkel.
Riga definitely did need a split there. I swear it's going to keep him right in the game. And that's that.
Riga checking the scoreboard, and what it tells him is that he's 5 pins in the rears right now. His opponent up on the right-hand lane could take an advantage here with a strike in the 8th frame, and should he take it all the way out, he could shut Riga out. But that's a pretty tall order for throw 5 in a row at the end. There's one.
Boy, he threw an excellent shot there.
Great extension. Absolutely super. Let's take a look at it here. Watch this extension on that arm and the body. Gets the ball down the lane. Now look at the roll. It starts to turn over. 1-3 pocket just annihilated. 9-pin going out late. And again, the re-rack on the left-hand lane.
Do you think that we have a bad rack? I mean, obviously there's something off, but do you think that could account for all the splits that we've had?
No, not the splits so much, Jim, but the players, if they feel the pocket is, let's say it's a closed pocket, and you feel like you got to stuff it
right
to carry, well, yeah, sure, you're going to cause you to roll the ball up a little early. And Alan Runkel right now has a chance to put this match in a pretty desirable position He's on the lane. If either lane is going to give him a problem, it'll be here. He wanted to make sure everything was right, and now he's ready to go. Did the same thing that Riga did. More speed, more loft, and let's watch it here. The key shot of the match. Let's watch it on the replay. Alan Runkel just absolutely straps the ball. More speed, stays down even longer to get it. He says, come on, baby, come on. And he just rips the rack in half. Yeah.
That was a great foundation shot. He knew he needed that first one in the 10th to really essentially lock him out unless Riga strikes here and goes out.
That's right. Riga's job is to fill frames with X's. Potential if he strikes out would be what, Jen?
223 for Riga, and Alan has a 238 possibility if he goes all the way out.
Well, it's all conjecture at this point, so we won't take it too much further, but I'll tell you what, I know what Riga's thinking right now. Quality is job one at Ford, and West Hills Ford is pretty quality outfit, and Riga Kalfas is a quality bowler. I think we're going to see just an absolute crusher right here. We normally do when he needs one. Let's watch.
Super shot.
There you go. Okay, that gets him into position. You know, that's a key shot. Now here's the one that's really going to apply the pressure. If he gets this one, see what we got here for Alan Runkel in the waiting in the wings, Jen. If he gets this one, what's he got to do?
Well, let's see here.
You do some calculations as we watch Riga Kalfas on the left lane. He needs this one to put the pressure on Alan Runkel. More speed, and it works again.
Well, the situation is this. Alan is going to need the first one in the 10th. Anything less will fall short.
Well, there you go. I tell you what, that was an absolutely crushing strike to force Alan Runkel to strike. Now, you figure bowlers that throw 7 or 8 strikes a game, we'll say 7 on an average. A strike, no big deal. When you really, really need one to win, the ball weighs a little bit more.
Count's really not of the essence at all.
More speed, he leaves the weak 7 and goes out with 222, forcing Alan Runkel to strike.
As a little change, we're going to see Alan with the pressure on and see how he performs. Riga's proven himself as of today so far.
You betcha.
Taking a little extra time, making sure everything feels real good.
It's a key shot. Let's see if we see that deep knee bend and that good extension that Alan Runkel is famous for. Came up a little bit at the line. Yeah, it didn't matter. He went with the extra speed and it worked. Let's take a look. When he needs one, what's he do? He buries it. Let's take a look at it right now. Comes up a little bit more than I'm used to seeing him, but the extra extension and the speed on the shot got it down the lane. The 1-2 pockets filled up. 10 in the pit. Every pin doing its job, and Alan Runkel will go on to meet Mr. Don Scudder in our championship match to see who will go into week number 2 as the king.
Alan's looking awfully sharp here. Of course, you have to be that way to meet Don Scudder.
I think we're going to have a barn burner. Potential. 230, what is it? 238?
238.
These old eyes aren't as good as they used to be out there.
237 it will be. Nice effort.
And that's it. The end of game 2. Alan Runkel will go on to meet Don Scudder, winning 237 to 222. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We were stuck in
Baseball at Crosley
in
Field.
a dance, all dance.
Cruising on the river.
We were good on
Dancing at Moonlight Gardens.
when I
14K on tap. Cincinnati's premium lager beer. The one, the only, the original 14K.
Match. Saw these two fellas not being quite so friendly to one another. Alan Runkel on the left, Don Scudder on the right. Striking was the name of the game. Don Scudder perfect up through 7, only leaving a solid 10 in the 3rd frame. Alan Runkel right behind him, except a bad break in the 7th. And I'll tell you what, we've got a match. Who they think gonna beat Don Scudder?
Who they think gonna taste anything better than who they?
That's right. There'll be a lot of that going on around the greater Cincinnati area today. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is the kind of hit that you just can't take. You think you throw a shot. Let's watch and see if we can see what happened. The 7-9 is normally caused by the ball deflecting. Let's see if we watch this ball jump to the left. There it goes. It did jump to the left. The 5 pin went in front of the 9 and the 4 pin in front of the 7. Bad break for Alan Runkel. Critical point in the match, too.
Oh, you can be sure Don Scudder will step right on that one. He'll put the pedal to the metal. Or something like that, isn't it?
I don't know.
The metal, I don't know. Anyway, he's going to go. You can be sure of that.
Left lane, re-racking again. I think that's his 4th one in 2 games. 4 or 5.
Well, we're not going to give a car away this week, but we will look onward to Harrison Bowl next week.
Yeah, we'll be having West Hills Ford bring a car every week like we did last year, and boy, we really thought we gave that one away at Super Bowl. $2.99.
We had the keys in the ignition, and it was starting up.
That's right, we were cranking the heater up for Riga.
Ready.
Maybe we'll do it this year. There you go. Alan Runkel's not the kind of guy to roll over and play dead, however. You can bet on that. Alan Runkel here, well, shows him with a 157 in the 7th frame and strike up. But Don Scudder, if he continues to mark and throw some X's in there too. There you go. There, come on, ball, as he says. Absolutely flush. Don Scudder, one more time. Let's watch perfection. Replay. Splits his mark. The 10th board stuffs it. A little heavy on the 1? Not for the straight ball thrower that Don is. You don't need the big hook, kids. You don't need to try to blow out your hand early. If you can do it, that's great. And it's nice, but you don't have to do it. Don Scudder.
Oh, wow.
You hear him say set? You hear him say set? He knew the ball was a little high. He had it a little bit high, but he had to trip out the 4-7. Let's watch. Split screen. Don Scudder knows. Now watch him. Watch his mouth. He's going to say set, set. Head pin goes back, then to the wall with the 2. Trips it out.
Yes.
That's the put away.
You know, we did mention these are our Western Bowl contestants, and Herb Hoinke, proprietor of Western Bowl and owner of the Hoinke Classic, would like to mention that they have a new interesting format to their all events, and men can pick their highest score in each of the events.
Alan Runkel just sealed his own fate. Even with spare and 3 strikes in the 10th.
Well, Alan's going to be a little disappointed with himself, but Don is, he has 8 out of 9 strikes this game. You know, that's just hard to beat.
Boy, you're right. Spare and 3 strikes in the 10th takes Allen to 207, and Don Scudder is already past that, and he will be our champion for next week.
And as we mentioned before, we will be at Harrison Bowl, where we will see Steve Miner, and we will see Brian Himmler, and we'll have some roll-offs with the other contestants, Kevin Brady, Tom Casey, and Steve Bruck, to determine who will come on to our show. We also have qualifying next week. We'll be at Madison Lane Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. on Saturday and 10:30 on Sunday for men and women. Those shifts roll every hour and a half. You can call there to make reservations. We also, of course, have our youth qualifying, and they qualify 8 and 9 o'clock on Saturday and 9 and 10:30 a.m. on Sunday.
Alan Runkel finishing strong, but not strong enough for the Iron Man, Mr. Intensity, Don Scudder.
Don with a 279 potential if he strikes all the way out. And that ain't hay.
That ain't hay. And it ain't who day either, huh? Boy, we're going to play it up a little bit. Town's going to come alive. The Bengals are going to do it later on today. And you're going to watch it right here on Channel 5. But don't forget to tune us in next week at our normal time. We'll be back on at noon. Tom Brenneman will still be on special assignment. I think that's another way of saying he's on a vacation. I'm not really sure, but he'll probably come back and tell us how hard he worked, don't you?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Don Scudder not needing it, and really no awards for 279, and probably know he's got several hundred of those already. He's got the game in hand, and we're going to look forward to next week.
Okay. And as we mentioned, qualifying will be conducted at Madison Lane next week. And ladies, I'd like to see you out there. We've had a pretty good show so far this year of women. A lot of new faces, a lot of old ones. And of course, they are going for $200 for the high women's score of the weekend.
And our champion, Don Scudder, wins it 258 to 227. We'll be back to hand out some cash in just a few moments. Please stay tuned.
Every now and then, I compete in front of the whole world. Other times, I'm just out to have a good time with my family and friends. Come on, you're up. That's why I got into bowling. Yeah, bowling. Fun, pretty good exercise. It's great. Best of all, you don't have to get a 10 to have a great time. All right. On the other hand, it doesn't hurt.
Call your nearby BPA Bowling Center for open bowling times.
If you go someplace for a little shrimp, you just might get a little shrimp. But if you want a lot of shrimp and you want them really quick, there's only one great little seafood place, Captain D's. Where you can get Captain D's Super Shrimp Platter with 16 big golden shrimp. Captain D's. What a great little seafood place.
We saw some super bowling here on Super Sunday, and Don Scudder, you were super. $750. Congratulations, buddy. We appreciate it. And week number 2, we'll be back at Harrison Bowl. Thank you.
Greater Cincinnati BPA 14K King of Bowling. Brought to you by 14K, Cincinnati's legendary premium beer. 14K, the one, the only, the original.